even to Dr. Smith, and she would give to Dr. Poe to congratulate and smile for a photo. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, always a pleasure to be at CPUT. Nice to see former colleagues. Hello, Ilse, and to recognize some friendly faces in the audience. I'm from the Conversation Africa, in case you're wondering who I am, and I'm now deeply sad that I don't get professor or associate professor before my name. When the Conversation Africa started in 2015, nobody had ever heard of us. We had no idea really what we were doing. And I was running around trying to convince academics to write for this new website that would share academic research from and about the continent with a much broader audience. And one of the people that I found was Janet Condi at CPUT, who very kindly agreed to work with me. And in fact, that was the first article that I published as education editor way back on the 20th of May, I think it was, 20th of April, 2015. And we came from humble beginnings in a small room at Wits University. There were 8 of us, and we thought, well, there are all of these brilliant academics sitting in universities all over the continent, and a lot of their research is not being shared with ordinary folks, so people don't really know what academics are up to. A lot of what you do is super intimidating. I still don't really understand what pedagogy is or epistemology after years of editing it. And so we thought, what would happen if we brought journalistic expertise, if we do say so ourselves, together with academic expertise. And today I bring you greetings from a team of 26 people with offices in Lagos, in Nairobi, in Dakar, in Johannesburg, and I'm the lone representative here in Cape Town. We've got a colleague in Accra, and we're growing all the time further into Francophone Africa. We just launched a Francophone site really recently, which is exciting. And I went to look through my own kind of statistics, because we have this clever platform that tells us what we've done. And from that first humble article with Prof. Condi, I've edited 1,192 articles in 8 years. Thanks, tell my bosses. And the important part is that those articles have been read nearly 22 million times all over the world. And that's not because I have some special magic. It's because academics are willing to share the work that you are doing from all over the continent. And you can imagine what it's like to try and cover 55 countries. We have sister sites in Australia, in the UK, in the US, and they don't really understand what it is to try and cover a continent as broad and diverse and interesting, and with a history that ours has. And we've spent quite a lot of time explaining to people elsewhere that Africa is not a country, and that in fact, if you were to zoom into every region and every part of every country on the continent, you'd find some of the most world-beating research. And it's been wonderful to kind of see that come to life, and we've been very grateful for the work that we've been able to do with CPUT, who were one of our first supporters. From me, a personal shout out to Lauren Kunsley from the comms office, who has been a champion for us from the beginning, has chased after academics for me when I phoned her in a panic, and has just been really great about championing the work that we've done. From our partnerships team, special thanks to Professor Nklapo, Professor Berger, Dr. Smith, Lara Smith, Bukiwe Nzama, and Clement Matasane, for all of the help that you've given us, for making sure that we're involved. The only thing that I'll say before I hand out these inaugural CPUT TC Africa Science Communication Awards is that we'd love to see more authors from CPUT on our platform. I think that, unfortunately, the 2 bigger universities in Cape Town get a lot of attention, and people don't realize the kind of work that's coming out of an institution like CPUT. I was just saying on Twitter before I got up here that the reason I have a soft spot for CPUT is that some of the best journalists I've worked with were trained through CPUT in various newsrooms that I've worked in. And I always knew where the story was, because whoever was running towards the trouble would be the CPUT graduate. And we would just follow them and get the best quotes. Ilse and I once spent a lovely afternoon hiding behind a wall at UWC during fees protests. Oh, was it here? It all blurs into one when you're having stun grenades thrown at you. But again, there are so many amazing departments, so many amazing academics doing work. I hope that next year when I come and present these awards, there are far more awards to give. Zayed Wahid, if you're here, I know that I still owe you some feedback on your latest article. Sorry. I thought I would mention that. So the awards from our side, the most published articles on the Conversation Africa site between the 1st of January 2022, which feels about 1 million years ago, and the 31st of December 2022, Sisanda Nkola. Who is also secretly my favorite because she says nice things about editors on the internet. Now, I wish I'd written this bit down for the article that garnered the single most reads between the 1st of January 2022 and the 31st of December 2022. I'm a better editor than I am a thinker, but I will tell you that some of the articles that are on our site, we published an article last week with a couple of academics, and it's been read 60,000 times in 7 days. So if you're looking for a way to really get your work out there and read all over the place, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So the winner of that award for the article that garnered the single most reads between the 1st of January 2022 and the 31st of December 2022, Dr. Brendan Knott. Also, I'm sorry if I get anybody's titles wrong, since we're talking about promotions this afternoon. The award for the CPUT article with the single most reads since the inception of the Conversation Africa, 166,000 reads, is Dr. Glenda Davison. And Dr. Davison, we'd also just like to acknowledge that you've published 6 articles with us, making you the person with the second most articles published on the site. I hope this will foster a healthy competition. I know Sisanda is racing up behind you, so be careful. But the award for the author with the most articles published on our site since the inception of the Conversation Africa, it's 8 articles, Dr. Clive Cronenberg. So again, from our side, thank you very much for your partnership with the Conversation Africa. It's delightful for all of us to work with you. I'm excited to get back to an inbox flooded with submissions from CPUT. Give the comms department some extra work to do. Lauren could use it.